We should give a quick shout out to Wembley against the British Bulldog at Summerslam 1992. I feel like we would be cheating on London to not bring it up for 2 seconds. I mean, do you look back at that as, like, how do you remember it in your head now? Like, what are your memories of it?
Well, I think it's probably my third, like straight up there with my favorite matches of all time. I always loved that match. I thought it was a beautiful story. I also think that the fact that I lost that match is what made me, and especially over here in the UK. I think I sort of understood that I was, both Bulldog and I were both very popular at the time. So I was really over in England. I know Bulldog was really over in England, and it's if we wrestled in Wembley Stadium, I think it's like it was safe for me to say, well, they're probably going to have, the fans are going to have to go with Davey Boy because that's their home boy, and I also knew that they had a huge, like a lot of the fans really liked me a lot, like so there was like a huge pull. It was a tug of war, which is like having a crush on two different girlfriends. It's like, which one do you like? And I knew that the beauty of the match with Davey, and most wrestlers don't understand this stuff, but or at least they don't seem to. But I understood that the beauty of the match with Davey was that upon walking out to the ring, like you watch the whole card happen. I don't know if anyone thought like, oh, Bulldog and Bret Hart will be like third or fifth or second on the card or early. And a lot of times they pace it, like Vince will figure that stuff out. You don't know till you get to the building. But I knew we were on last, and I also knew that when I think Davey walked out first, and it was this huge ovation, and then I walked out, and it's like this huge ovation for me, and the fans were really torn between the two of us. But I also understood that nobody really knew who was going to win, so you can't predict who's going to win, which is what that's when you're going to have a really great wrestling match, is when the fans are so into it that they don't know who's going to win the match. And so I knew that. I said, they're not going to know who's going to win, me or Davey. I think if you think about it, if Davey had lost that match and I had won, it would have been just as dramatic. It would have been in the same kind of euphoria kind of that you want. It would have been a very positive thing, and it would have been a big win for me. But at the same time, it was Davey. And I knew that, I put that match together, and the move we used at the ending for the finish, I had that finishing move in my head for, I don't know, 7 or 8, 10 years. I can remember one time I offered that, I remember I gave that idea to Brian Blair of the Killer Bees for a tag match. It might have been a Saturday Night Main Event. I said, yeah, you go for a sunset flip and I'll hook your arms or whatever. And I remember describing it to him, and he goes, that's so lame. It's like let's come up with something else. And I remember it's like, you don't understand. That's like the greatest finish in the world. Nobody sees it coming. Nobody can see it. Nobody can expect it. And it happens so fast, and there's no way out of it. Like once Davey collapsed on top of me and pinned me, I'm pinned. There's nothing I can do about it. I couldn't do anything till he got off me. And it was a beautiful ending. And I remember going, I'll keep that. I remember saying I wasted on the Killer Bees. Or wasted on the Rougeau brothers, or wasted on somebody. It's like, I'll save it and put it in my pocket for someday when I really need it. And when it came to Wembley, it's like, I remember it's like before I ever wrestled Davey, it's like, I got the perfect ending. I got the ending that is going to make him, and it's going to make me both, because there's going to be it's not going to hurt me to lose like that. Like, it's such a classy way to lose. And I was really proud of that match. And I know Davey, had some drug problems and issues at the time, and he was not as prepared for that match. But I don't want anyone to ever think that Davey didn't give 100% in that match. And he was there for everything. He was step for step, for a guy that was sucking it up and trying really hard to keep up with me and make all that magic happen. I thought Davey delivered in every way in that match, despite all the problems that he had. And I don't ever like anyone to think that he wasn't part of that match with me, that it was all me. It was both of us. And I think wrestling's a lot more like figure skating than any other sport. Like it's you can't do it by yourself. You have to have a good someone to dance with. And Davey was a really good dance partner for me.
Round of applause for the British Bulldog, everybody.